My leather shield. Some weapons have attributes. Attributes come into effect when that weapon is equipped. There are several different types. Multiples of the same weapon can have have different attributes. Battles with a high recommended level will afford you greater chances of acquiring a weapon with good attributes. However, some weapons will always have the same attribute. All right. A shield made of leather. And a venom edge, just like a poison weapon? Yeah. Yo, we got them premium magic herbs. You hoping to main Hilda as much as possible? I mean, we'll play as multiple characters, because that's how Warriors games go, but Hilda will definitely be our go-to axe unit, like, forever and always. Money!
We should be safe here for the time being. I'm well acquainted with Professor Yuritsa, but the rest of you are this year's fresh-faced golden deer, I presume?
Nothing but the freshest. Also, is it just me, or are you wearing our uniform? And how do you know Professor Yuritsa? Do you go to the Officers Academy?
She's one of last year's students. A Black Eagle.
Which would make you our senior. But what were you doing here in a bandit fortress?
Well, I was just on the verge of graduation last year when I was kidnapped by the strangest people. In truth, I thought I'd never breathe fresh air again. Thank you for coming when you did. Oh, where are my manners? I'm Monica von Ox, eldest daughter of the Empire's Baron Ox.
Yes. I think I understand.
It's interesting that you still have Yuritsa as a teacher and you go save Monica when playing as Golden Deer. I thought that would be like a Black Eagle specific route thing.
This all began when the knights lost sight of the bandits and you gave chase. Afterward, you entered a suspicious fortress and rescued a missing student. Well, there's nothing wrong with that. I'll be sure to smooth things over for you once we're back.
Sounds good. But, why are you even here, Alois?
Because the knights sent for help after you left them behind. Did you expect anything different? Not that I'm trying to lay blame at your feet. I know you were following Professor Yuritsa's lead, so I think everyone involved can head home knowing they did just swell. For as you know, all swell that ends swell.
Still, I find this a rather grave turn of events.
Oh, well, if Knight of Saros finds this to be a grave turn of events, then we better worry.
To think the same bandits who attacked our charges were behind another student's abduction.
I never said I was kidnapped by bandits.
You didn't?
Now that you mention it, some of the folks in that fortress weren't exactly dressed in the typical bandit fineries. What if we're dealing with a way savvier organization than we think, and the bandits just answer to them?
I agree.
Yeah, there was one real piece of work. Kronya, I think, who managed to escape. I've seen all kinds of people as a mercenary, and she was definitely not your everyday bandit.
You're on the right path. Perhaps I should just tell you who kidnapped me, seeing as I already know.
What? Why didn't you mention this earlier?
Everyone was busy speculating, so it was difficult to cut in.
What do you know, child? Out with it.
Well, the one who kidnapped me was Tomas the librarian. I'm certain of it. I could tell from his gait, and how he held his staff. I suppose he isn't the simple scholar you think he is.
Tomas? Impossible!
But Tomas has been at Garreg Mach even longer than I have. I don't want to believe it, but based on what you say, we've no choice but to investigate.
Nah, don't investigate. Just execute him. Just turn a corner and, shoot him. Easy. Problem solved.
But Sir Alois...
Be on guard. If Tomas is in league with Kronya, he is dangerous.
Very well. I will quietly report the matter to Lady Rhea and leave the decision in her hands. Not a word of this to anyone. Is that clear?
Whatever you say, Knight of Saros.
Now things are getting interesting. Honestly, did not see this coming.
Don't interrupt me, Arvel.
So what do you make of this Kronya? Why do you think she was at the fortress?
She was probably just looking for a fun time.
You seemed preoccupied with her during the battle. She a friend of yours?
Sadly, I wouldn't know. My memory is but a shadow at this point. Gone, vanished, lost. I remember meeting you, but before that, nothing at all. And yet, the moment I saw her, I was struck with the most inexplicable feeling. I couldn't tell you if it was revulsion or affection. It was simply pure emotion.
And here I thought I had it tough.
Are you worried about me? How adorable. Oh, but I do love that about you.
And that's why Rhea has decided to take Tomas into custody. When he gets back, that is. Seems he's been away from the monastery for a bit.
How very sus.
Custody? They ought to end his life on the spot. The churl's enmity towards the church is plain for all to see.
Churl?
All the more reason to keep him alive and question him. You really think he's working alone?
He's a librarian. He's probably really clever. He could be on his own.
This all comes from that Monica girl we rescued, right? Still, I guess if Lady Rhea believes her.
So who is this Tomas guy anyway? You say he works in the library?
Yes, and he's always bent over backward to help me find whatever book I'm searching for.
He's a kind man. And the last person you'd ever expect to stab you in the back.
Well, you won't make it too far as an evildoer if you can't pull the wool over people's eyes.
I can't believe someone that nasty was working right here under our noses. But wait, what if the dining hall lady is a traitor too? I'll never be able to ask for seconds again!
As if anything would stop you from asking for seconds. Besides, what kind of villain sets their sights on someone's lunch?
Someone trying to poison someone? Idiot.
I think we can give the poor dining hall lady the benefit of the doubt, right?
Suspect the dining hall staff, trust the dining staff. I believe in them.
If we can't trust the hand that feeds us, we can trust nothing.
Exactly. If we start looking at everyone with suspicion, we may as well pack up and go our separate ways now.
I'd really like to stop talking about the dining hall lady now, please.
So, is it safe to assume Tomas hired the bandits that tried to kill us?
No one has proven he was the mastermind behind it all, but there is no doubt he was involved.
You're awfully quiet, Marianne. Is everything okay? Oh, it's just... I suppose I'm worried about what this all means. Hey, I understand. These walls were supposed to keep trouble out, but now everything feels very different. Wait, do you hear that outside?
Are they ready at the gates?
Yes, sir. Every exit is covered.
Well, well, it sounds like Tomas has returned.
Oh, we get like an animated cutscene here, don't we? I vaguely remember it.
I don't know why I know this, but you need to get out there, and quickly.
I'll mention Tomas before I go.
I think he's here. I'll be back.
But let's do it together. Wait, what are we doing?
There he is!
That man down there.
Lady Rhea wants to speak with you. I suggest you accept.
This doddering persona of mine will benefit me no further.
What is this?
Familiar, right?
Such hubris from mere vermin. You will pay for this.
Find him!
Right! What he did was just like...
Someone should, let someone know that the villain from Ryan Reynolds' Green Lantern is running around?
Prologue. The battle for the locket. Upon his return to Garreg Mach, the humble Tomas shapeshifts and flees, and not even the Knights of Ceres's most concerted efforts can track down the erstwhile librarian. Though Claude is quite intrigued by the dark developments at his school, an urgent message soon arrives from House Goneril at the eastern edge of the Leicester Alliance.
Well, that was certainly an unexpected conclusion to the whole Tomas saga.
So that was a saga? Anyways, from what I remember, what happens next in Black Eagles is that Edelgard is like, hey, help me go overthrow my uncle and take the throne. And we go and do that, which I can't imagine is what we're about to do in Golden Deer, especially because they just mentioned House Goneril. House Goneril is Hilda's house. I think her name is Hilda Valentine Goneril, I want to say. Something like that. So we're going to be doing something over near the border where, what's it? I can't remember. Fódlan is connected to some other continent that tries to, like, invade and raid them every now and then, but I can't remember the name of the continent, but it's the Leicester Alliance, and namely House Goneril, that holds them back, if I'm not mistaken. Like, Hilda's brother is, like, a famous warrior because he stops them from invading all the time or something. Almira, that's what it is. Thank you. So maybe something to do with Almira?
Thanks to his shape-shifting ability, he slipped free of the knights and escaped.
I don't think that had anything to do with shapeshifting. I think that had to do with his magical dark energy teleporting.
Shape-shifting.
Yes, that's what I said. Also, I know what you want to say next. His powers are just like the ones you gave me.
Yeah, I'll say it.
His powers are just like the ones you gave me. Are you in league with him, Arval? Where did these powers come from?
If I am in league with him, no one has informed me. All I have is you, my dear partner in destiny.
All right, stop calling me that.
Still, I saw what you saw. Clearly, we don't have a monopoly on shapeshifting.
We don't really shapeshift, we just add some neat little ornaments like around our wrists and head. That's not really shapeshifting.
And now that everyone knows about Tomas, some of them must have connected the dots back to me. At least they've had the grace to keep it to themselves.
It's because they trust you. Hold on, someone's coming.
Hey there. Got a second?
Something wrong?
There's no nice way to dance around this. Are you sure you don't know Tomas?
I already told you I don't.
Okay. It's not like I suspect you or anything, but it does make me wonder where you're from original. Who knows, maybe there's some mysterious clan out there with shape-shifting powers. And maybe they banished you when you were little and you don't remember it. It's possible, right?
Well, my early years are pretty hazy. But while it's not completely impossible...
Hey, I'm sorry. You know what? Don't worry about it. I only ask because people here also see me as something of an outsider. Guess I got a little ahead of myself. Maybe I was just excited to meet a kindred spirit.
You're an outsider?
There you are, Claude. You must come quickly. We have an urgent message from House Goneril.
Sure thing. Why don't you tag along? I'm not sure what House Goneril wants, but it can't be good.
What if it is good, though?
I can't believe the Almiran army is invading.
All right, it's not good. It's not even slightly good. Everything is going awfully.
And with the biggest army since Fodlan's locket was completed. My brother's preparing to intercept them, but he's outnumbered big time and needs all the help he can get.
House Regan stands ready. But we can't expect my grandfather to lead an army, so I guess it falls to me. I wish I knew what the other Alliance lords will do, but there's no time to call a roundtable.
I have no doubt my father has already leapt into action, though I will likely be the one who ends up on the front lines.
House Ordelia is close, so I like to think we've already sent reinforcements. Sadly, I expect little help to come from my adoptive father. I'm sorry.
That's fine. I actually have a different favor to ask Margrave Edmund, but we can chat about it later.
I don't understand the reason for this sudden act of aggression. If this really is the biggest army since Fodlan's locket was completed, that's a century's worth of battles.
Maybe the Almirans figured it's now or never, since the Empire and Kingdom are wrapped up in their own problems. I mean, we're pretty much the only students left around here now.
Yeah, I heard something about a coup in Enbar and a revolt in Ferdiad.
Okay, so the coup is what Edelgard is doing right now, and if we were playing Black Eagles, that's where we would be. And I guess whatever this revolt is if I ever play Blue Lions, that's what we'd be dealing with.
Both serious problems that don't directly affect the Alliance. And even if word of Fodlan's troubles has reached the Almirans, it doesn't follow that they'd start a war.
Well, that's assuming they have all the information, which seems unlikely. If all they heard was something vague like war in the capitals, it might make them more likely to invade.
Do you truly think so?
Yeah, I'm in.
Let me go with you. Maybe I can help.
Friendship with Hilda increased. Let's go!
Hey, we need every sword hand we can get. Welcome aboard.
And you'll have me. The name's Shamir. I'm a Knight of Seiros. The bulk of the Knights were dispatched earlier to track down Tomas. And the rest of us fanned out to the Kingdom and Imperial capitals.
Yeah, I was worried they might have been deployed already. How did we end up with you?
The Church may not be able to lend you an army, but they won't turn a blind eye. I'm here because I'm the best woman for the job. My arrows will make short work of Almiran Wyvern Riders.
So we get to see what the Knight's best archer can do with the bow? I won't say no to that. I'll be counting on you as well.
It certainly sounds more interesting than staying here and twiddling our thumbs. And besides, who knows what will become of the Academy in the meantime.
Sure thing. I'm in.
Let's go! I love Shamir. She's like my favorite non-affiliated character, I guess you would say. The Almiran armies is practically on our doorstep. I better talk to the others, calm my nerves. Let's chat to a bunch of people.
Got a minute? Hold on.
You're the ex-merc who enrolled in the academy, right? Yeah, the name's Sonia. Good to meet you. I'm a mercenary by trade myself, though I'm actually with the Knights of Seiros right now. Anyway, seems like you and me are in the same line of work. Let me know if you need something. I like Shamir.
Oh boy.
We got all kinds of emergencies breaking out across Fódlan at the same time. And while I think it's just a coincidence, it makes me a little uneasy about the future. Uneasy, huh?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I feel like things aren't going to be magically resolved just because we managed to fend off Almira.
Of course.
We're on the same page there for sure. I just hope this pit in my stomach is from something I ate and not some ill omen of the future. It would be really bad if you got food poisoning right before this big fight, just saying. Maybe you shouldn't hope for it to be food related. I can't help but feel like the events to come are going to have a massive impact on Fódlan.
I'm counting on you.
Still, if I'm worried, the others probably are as well. Mind talking to them? I'm on it. Oh, goddess. You alright?
Yeah, I don't know.
Hey, you okay? You don't have to force yourself to fight if you're worried, you know.
That can't be.
Oh, but I couldn't face my adoptive father again if I did that. Yeah, that's rough, sister. That's rough. Save Hilda for last. She's best girl. Best girl until we get Dorothea, at least. Then she gets to be second best girl. If the Almiran army breaks through the throat, which granted is unlikely, the Alliance will be in a world of trouble. I wonder if Claude really appreciates the seriousness of this situation. I'm pretty sure he does.
Let's see.
I think the guy's perfectly aware and is just trying to put on a brave face for the troops. I mean, if he was running around panicking, everyone else would start doing the same.
I see.
Yes, perhaps I should attempt to view the man in a more optimistic light. I think we'll soon learn if Claude has what it takes to assume the mantle of leadership. Yeah, or we'll get overrun by Almirans, whichever happens first.